Hello and welcome back to Pride of All Europe TV. This week's debate, we asked you guys, will it be a good or bad move if United re-signed Nemanja Vidic? He's not having a very good time in Italy at the moment. He's not getting into the Inter side, and when he is getting in, he's not playing very well. So the guy that left us in the summer, our former captain, signed in 2006, lasted 8 years, a warrior, a leader. He was one of the greatest ever defenders we've had at the club. So, as I say, we asked you guys on Twitter, would it be a good move re-signing him in January? Yes or no? We had an overwhelming amount of response to this, more than I actually thought we'd get. So what I've done is I've picked some responses that stood out, and I'll go through them. The actual question was, would it be a good or bad move? So I'll go through those who think it's good and those who think it's bad. I'm going to start with those who think it's good. I've got at Man United fan blog, signing back, he's not happy at Inter and his experience would be priceless. Now, signing somebody because they're not happy at another club, I'm not really sure that's the right way to go, but I do understand that he's gone to a new country, he's looked for a new challenge. If it's not worked out, maybe the grass wasn't greener as he thought it would be. The comment on his experience would be priceless. Yes, I can sort of see the point in terms of maybe guiding the youngsters, helping them play. I'm not sure what sort of experience he's got in a battle for 4th place though. Looking back at last year, was the first time he wasn't involved in a title chase, and he didn't really help the cause, did he? So thanks for that response. Another one for bringing Vidic back would be good was Gordon O'Byrne, at Gordon O'Byrne. There wouldn't be any downside to it on a 6-month deal. Both McNair and Blackett would benefit from playing with him. Now, as we've just touched on the tweet before, I think having someone like Vidic in the side, if you're Paddy McNair or Tyler Blackett or even Rojo, and you're next to Vidic, you're going to learn from him, from his leadership qualities, his positional sense, the way he attacks the ball and attacks the game. So I think, when you're looking at experience, then yeah, I think there's many people in the squad that could learn from Vidic. And a final one for bringing him back would be good was at Fishface750. There's no harm in a short-term deal. Now that sort of that tweet there sums up basically what everyone who thought it would be a good idea to bring Vidic back, what their thoughts are. Nobody wants him back on a long-term deal. Nobody wants him back longer than 6 months. Those who think it would be a good idea want him back in January until May, and then he can go again, whether it's on a loan deal or whatever. So that's for the people that think it would be a good idea. Now, there was far more of you who thought it would be a bad idea, so I'm going to go through again some of the better tweets. There was at Ender Higgins 88. It's a bad idea, it sends the wrong message to the defenders already at the club. Now, straight away, that was the first thing. When I saw Vidic was linked with us, I did think, what sort of how would that impact on the likes of Rojo, who's just come into the club? And is it saying that he's not up to the challenge? Or you've got Jones, Smalling and Evans, is it saying that they haven't stepped up? Or is it even the youngsters, are they ever going to cut it at United when you're going out and bringing a guy back 6 months after selling him? At Devil Detail, I love the man, bring him back, maybe look at a younger option. Don't bring him back, maybe look at a younger option. So again, it's another one. We've all our hearts are with Vidic and everything he's done for the club, but maybe youth is the way to go. He's 33 now, and he didn't have his best season last season, and he certainly isn't having his best season in Italy. So maybe at Devil Detail's got a point. Maybe we should trust in the younger players we've got, or look to sign a younger version of Vidic, if you like. At J Korchents, it would be a backward step, and it would unsettle the youngsters, and it would be a panic buyer. Now again, that's another very good point. Bringing Vidic back, is that a panic buyer? It reminds me a bit of when Paul Scholes came out of retirement and Patrick Vieira said, "Oh, United are panicking." But at the time, Paul Scholes was still one of the best central midfielders in the country. If we brought Vidic back, is he still one of the best central defenders in the world? Will he be one of the best central defenders in the Premier League? Would he even get in? I mean, his form in Italy has been shocking. So with a fully fit defensive lineup, would Vidic be a first choice pick? I'm not sure that he would. Next tweet, at Giggs in midfield, we need a Vidic replacement, not Vidic himself. And that is a very, very good point, because like you say, when we had Vidic and Rio, they were the world's best central defensive partnership. Both of them to leave in the same summer, it's going to take time to replace them both, and we do need to find replacements for them rather than bringing them both back. At Danny Slater 18, Vidic was great, but he's ageing and he's lost his legs. Now, that's something we saw last season on many occasions. He lost a yard of pace, or maybe 2 yards of pace, and you know, I can't bang on about this enough. In Italy, it's a slower league, and he still looks, you know, off the pace, if you like. He looks like maybe his heart's not in it, maybe he's given up the ghost, I don't know, but it is sad to see someone who was so good play so badly. And last but not least, for the bad side, it's at Shaz Stevo. His best days are past him. Now that rounds off the people that think it's a bad move. That rounds it off in a perfect tweet. His best days are past him. So what's the point of bringing him back if he's not as good as he once was? We let him go for a reason. Now there's a third category in this: would re-signing Vidic be good or bad for United? And it's the words many people brought up, and it's something that didn't really cross my mind until we asked you guys. And it's sinking ship. The amount of you that mentioned don't bring him back because he jumped. You know, he left us. He left us to drown, basically. You know, he jumped ship. He turned his back on us. Whatever. You know, there were so many tweets saying he didn't want to know once the going got tough. So to go through a couple of them tweets, they're all pretty much the same. But at Joe T MUFC, sinking ship, he wouldn't be welcome back. At Busby MUFC, he jumped ship mid-season. At Owls 2309, he left when we needed him the most. At C Hoosty 8. It was so public with Inter, the contract, the press conference, all that sort of stuff that was unnecessary to happen mid-season. You know, I agree with that. And last but not least, at James MC 24, the Rio Ferdinand quote, you know, Moyes showing both Rio and Vidic videos of Jagielka was the final straw. So the whole he jumped ship, you know, he left us to drown, turned his back, all that. I do agree with, but I do also think that was partly to do with the manager. He did want rid of the old guard: Vidic, Rio, Evra, possibly even Van Persie. He didn't want them there. He wanted to start afresh. And if you're being forced, if you're being made to walk the plank, you're going to jump. You know, if you're being forced out the door, you're going to go. So I don't think you can really say Vidic turned his back on us in that sense, because I do think it was partly the club's fault as well. Now, my view. Now this is strange because, you know, my view, would I have Vidic back? I initially wrote no, he looks rubbish in Italy, but I've actually changed my mind halfway through to yes. Now, the reason being is when Paul Scholes came out of retirement for that half a season, or you know, for the remainder of that season, he looked good. I think Vidic coming back, he wouldn't be made captain again, but he's had a bad time in Italy, we understand that, but the English game is so different, and I think bringing him in will not only offer cover in defence and stop us playing the likes of Carrick and Blind at centre-half out of position, but it would also be really good for the youngsters to learn from somebody like that, to play with somebody like that. As long as you know, as long as it's only on a 6-month deal, half a season loan, whatever way you want to look at it, he's not a permanent replacement, he's there to guide them. Now, screams of Laurent Blanc, you know, when he was brought to the club to guide Wes Brown and whoever else was there at the time, and it didn't really work out. I think this is different because Laurent Blanc was expected to be a first team player and, you know, replace Jaap Stam, whereas I don't think Vidic will be expected to get in the first team straight away. I think he'll be there to perhaps offer motivation and a bit of coaching. You never know, he might come back and coach at the club. That would be fantastic. But I would bring him back simply because I think the people that would benefit from it are the likes of Blackett and McNair. But yeah, I mean, thanks for all the responses. Like I say, we had an overwhelming number of responses, and you are torn on what you think should happen. It might not, you know, it could be a load of old waffle. It might not even be on the cards, but you know, a few papers have reported it, it's been mentioned, and he's clearly not having a good time in Italy, so maybe he does want to come back. But yeah, if you want to respond to me directly, I'm on Twitter, it's at NathanW, that's NATHRNW. Subscribe to the Pride of All Europe YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.